Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Here we do tutorials and gear reviews around photo and video. I'm Jonathan Sabayan and we're going to look at the exposure triangle, namely ISO. So what is ISO? It stands for the International Organization for Standardization, and it was used by film to show different types of sensitivity to light for them, and then digital cameras ended up adapting and adopting that. When it comes to the first trait that I'm looking at today, we're going to be looking at two traits. The first trait is that ISO has to do with sensitivity to light. And most cameras have a base ISO around 100 or so, and then it goes up from there. And so what ends up happening is that you have low ISO, especially for bright situations, because you don't need too much light. But let's say, for instance, I take a picture in this room of my dog, and you might not be able to see much at all because there isn't enough light in here. But if I increase the ISO, I will be able to go ahead and show more details in the shadows himself. Now that brings us into trait number 2. The second trait is that the higher you go in ISO, the more grain and the more noise you will see. Grain and noise are the little pixely looking things that look like as if it was digital sand inside your picture. You can see these little specks in dots instead of a nice smooth looking photo or even video. Now, when it comes to ISO, there are certain thresholds for different people where they would say this much noise, this much grain is unacceptable. And so go ahead and share in the comment section below what ISO you think is too high and unacceptable. And we'll go ahead and interact there. So if we were to look at the pictures of my dog again, you can see that the higher we go in ISO, there are bits of noise, grain, and this digital sand inside the images, so they don't look as clean when it comes to it. But sometimes you need that higher ISO, maybe up to 6,400, maybe for weddings or indoors. You can also offset it by using flash, increasing aperture or making a lower aperture, or a slower shutter speed. But we can go into all of that into another video. Right now, I just wanted to focus on those two traits when it comes to ISO. Is that ISO has to do with sensitivity of light, so the higher you go in ISO, the more detail you see in the shadows. And then trait number 2, that when it comes to an increase in ISO, that there is an increase of noise and grain, or that digital sand. Okay, that's all from me. If you enjoyed this quick little video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more videos about tutorials, tips, or even gear reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And again, share in that comment section below what ISO number you think is unacceptable to take photos or to share photos and videos at. Okay, this is Jonathan Sabayan, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!